Just last month, the UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres appointed a new group of top-level independent scientists to draft the 2027 Global Sustainable Development Report, or GSDR. It's the third in a series of quadrennial reports, and it aims to strengthen the interface between science and society and to support policymakers in accelerating progress towards poverty eradication and sustainable development. The scientists who've been appointed include a Nigerian, Dr. Adeleke, who is the co-chair of the group. He is not just the first Nigerian, but the first African to co-lead this eminent scientific group of 15 who will deliver the all-important Global Sustainable Development Report by 2027, the last before the 2030 SDG deadline. Well, for more on this, I'm joined now from our studios in Lagos by Dr. Adedoyin, who, in addition to being the co-chair of the UN Group of Scientists, is also Executive Director of the Green Growth African Sustainability Network. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. And first of all, congratulations on your appointment as the first African co-chair of this independent group of scientists for the Global Sustainable Development Report. You're also, by extension, the first Nigerian to be appointed to that hugely prestigious group. I mean, how much does that reflect the rising influence of African voices in shaping global development policy?
Thank you so much, Charles. It's my privilege and honor to be here. And good afternoon, Nigerian. Good evening, Nigerians. Yes, indeed, I'm incredibly honored, and it's really something I appreciate a lot for my choice and my appointment as co-chair of the eminent group of scientists appointed by the Secretary General of the United Nations. But more importantly, for the African continent, and of course, for Nigeria. I mean, we've had a couple of persons leading the global stage on sustainable development. For instance, Hajia Mohammed, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. So my appointment is another addition to those voices at the global stage to put the African voice there. However, I will not be speaking as an African. I'll be speaking as a scientist, looking at things on a global level. But of course, it's really, really an honor to be part of such a group. And of course, it adds to the voice of Africans speaking into global policy and shaping global development development frameworks across the world.
Indeed, and we congratulate you once again. So what does the job actually entail, beyond the fact that, as we mentioned, your appointment is a historic milestone?
Yeah, can you say that again?
Sorry, you think you missed what I said. What does the job entail beyond the fact that your appointment is a historic milestone?
Oh, of course, it's a historic milestone, but that's not the work. The work is quite a lot. I mean, between now and 2027, September, probably I will need 48 hours out of 24 hours. For every day. Because now we're going to be assessing, from a scientific point of view, the approach to the implementation of the sustainable development all over the world, looking at it from various dimensions. We are just 15 eminent scientists that have been appointed. So it's a lot of work to assess, first of all. And then we're going to be reviewing the outcome, not just their implementation. The method's very critical because the method determines the outcome. And if we're going to be making recommendations that will change the trajectory, it will be more about the implementation and the strategies. So we'll look at the implementation strategies, and then we'll look at the results to review the results that has been achieved and see how we can provide the last push. As we speak today, the world is on track to meeting only 30% of the 169 targets within the SDGs. So that means a lot still needs to be done. To speak at the Nigerian level, well, there are a number of areas we're doing well. There are lots of areas that we really need to improve. So we will be looking at this now for all the countries, not almost, for all the countries. And we're not going to be looking at just country level. There's going to be thematic to look at, and picking voices. In a couple of weeks from now, we're in South Korea for our first meeting, which also coincide with the regional consultation for the South Korea. We're going to be doing global consultation across the continent, across the world by continent, So that will require a lot of consultation, engaging with stakeholders and all that. Right. So apart from the scientific engagement and things like that. So it's quite a big work. Indeed.
Yes, it sounds like a really big one. And of course, beyond that particular sort of job that you're doing, just tell us a bit about the other work that you've been doing as well. Because, you've pioneered advanced sustainable energy and climate actions, as well as biodiversity protection and citizen-led sustainability initiatives across Africa. Briefly.
All right, thank you so much. So in 2017, I launched the NGO. It's a non-profit organization, more of a think tank in operation. And what we try to do, what we have noted, of course, a lot of people, a lot of actors are doing something commendable for the environment on the continent, which sincerely we appreciate and we commend. However, oftentimes implementing environmental initiatives separate from the problems does not solve the problems. The biggest solution to environmental problems lies within the problem itself. And what do I mean? Take for instance, we'll go into every sector. Now, by the time you're polluting with transport and then you say just you're planting trees, fantastic, you're planting trees. But how does that directly change the operational system that is polluting? There's no connection. So what we try to do is to look into every development sector that are polluting to see how we can decarbonize them. So we'll do sector decarbonization, nature-based solution, and environmental justice. And for instance, we've been showing the green building. So for instance, within the construction industry, we realized that we go into research. We do a lot of research per each sector. Very soon we're going to be publishing what we call the Green Growth Passport, which will contain how to decarbonize every sector that we have. But for instance, for the construction industry, cement is the most carbon-intensive product. By the way, cement contributes to 4% of global carbon emissions. So whatever you are able to do in the building and construction industry to reduce the volume of cement you are using already help to decarbonize that sector. And what did we do? We realized that we can build waste plastic bottle. A couple of persons have built different kind of buildings, but oftentimes small-scale public toilets in schools, and the impression is also almost as though they can only be used for not so much of a structured modern building. So we decided to build Nigeria's first green building made of waste plastic bottle. I can tell you, the building is bulletproof, is fireproof, and is earthquake-proof. Every condition being right in terms of getting the waste plastic bottle and getting the human resources is 50% of the cost if you had built waste plastic bottle. So in a way, that helps us not only to reduce it, because since you're using waste plastic bottle, we did not use one single block. What we call block in Nigeria is Sanskrit block. We did not use one single block, and that helps us to reduce the volume of cement in block making, and also as binding material, no single unit of volume of cement was used in the construction. So, and alongside that, we're able to take 27,333 waste plastic bottles from the streets and from the water bodies. So that is a demonstration of how we can decarbonize the building construction industry. Okay. I can go from that to what we have done in health, what we have done in transport, what we have done in innovation. So basically, we try to see how we can make development sustainable financially, because we are reducing costs, socially, because we're making more impact, because if the building is cheaper, more people can build, and also environmentally. Right. You see,
I have to jump in there in a minute. So you've literally got 10 seconds to summarize.
Please go ahead. Oh, that's fine. So the art of solving environmental problems lies in the transformation of the operational system that is causing the problem itself.
Well, I want to say congratulations once again. Dr. Adedoyin Adeleke is the co-chair of the UN Group of Scientists and is also executive director of the Green Growth African Sustainability Network. He was talking to me from our studios in Lagos. You've been watching The World with me, Charles Anyagolu. Please keep it here on Arise News from the entire team here in Abuja and Lagos and around the world. Bye-bye, and thank you for watching.